My ICO experience was great because you are in touch with crazy people. They try to sell something that is impossible to realize. And maybe both of us, we know that is impossible. But maybe you see something and you decide to put a small investment, and you decide to put small money because you see something or you feel something in which you believe. In some other cases, you want just to invest in a project because you really realize that it's a great project. And the big challenge for us is to figure out which project can totally fit with the blockchain experience. Some projects that are just old economy converted in blockchain because now it's getting trendy, or some projects that are really fitting in the blockchain experience, and those projects, they really need the blockchain to make it happen. The first criteria is for sure the project. If the project makes sense on the blockchain ecosystem, and if the project is really innovative, so it's capable to make a next step in our ecosystem. It's also important as well the team behind that one. That's the reason why we pay attention on the people behind the team. And also we pay a lot of attention in the white paper and the way in which the project has been described in the white paper. Basically starting from the token mechanism, which is very important because at the end of the story we need to be very open and we need to be realistic. So if you are willing to put money and effort in an early stage of a project, you need to get also a reward back. And also it's very interesting for us the timeline, because to put effort in a project with a strange or crazy timeline, it doesn't make any sense. In that modern era, you need to be agile, flexible, and you need to understand which one is the best for from both angles. So for the project point of view, but also for yourself. Basically, that is a very interesting question because beside the project and the concept, when we were studying the token model and the business model, we were also changing the perspective. We are not just thinking for the entrepreneur side, but we are thinking also for the investor side. Something that can be a win-win situation from the project point of view, for the team point of view, but also for the user point of view, for the usability point of view, and the people that decide to support us during the ICO phase. Because we want to try to bring confidentiality in the early investor and in the ICO investors, that they can join us getting some win from the successful of the project. So basically for the PSK point of view, we identify two types of tokens. The one is not a natural token, which is the IOU, is much more, you have to imagine like a certificate. So formally it's a token, because for the blockchain point of view, the definition of something that we call in the white paper IOU, it's a pure token. But at the end is a certificate of ownership. And so that is one part of the token mechanism. And the second token mechanism, it's the pure PSK token, so the token of pool of stake. And that is a new concept because we want to bring a confidentiality on the early investors, because we have the burning mechanism on that token. It's sure in the life, but with the burning mechanism, we want to create the good condition to rise up the price of the token, giving to the ICO investor the confidentialities of the goodness of the project and possible and potential rewards. In the other way around, the token, it's a pure service token. With that one, you can have some benefit on the usage of the community. And the new and interesting aspect is that one holding on your wallet is the new burning, because also that one can create the good environment to become potentially a variable of increase of value of the token. Right, we don't like centralization, and if somehow you are involved in the blockchain, it's because you have to change the prospect on the centralization. For sure, the old way of pool was the pure centralization of effort and energizes. but with the concept on the blockchain, we want to break down that kind of stereotype, because at the end of the story, decentralization in our mechanism is not relevant, because we want really to give the power to everyone to be responsible for their own investment and also raise their own voice and opinion. So our is not a centralization of service. It's basically a joint effort of a common view in order to develop something that could be great for everyone. Let's make one step back. So basically, if you want to get some passive income for any POS token, you need to have a machine up and running 24 hours per day. And basically with that machine, you can bake or forge your token. But in order to do that one, you need to ensure to have an equipment up and running. You need to have a secure equipment. So you have to put also effort and you have to pay attention on the fact that the system is up and running. If you're losing one slot, potentially you're losing the distribution of the reward. And so this is a kind of critical aspect. And maybe not all of us, we have time to check out the internet connection and our hardware 24/7. So maybe we want to sleep, because some people, not me for sure, they want to sleep and they don't have to pay attention on the technical aspects. With pool of stake, we are changing the prospect because due to the fact that we can join the effort, we can have a professional service capable to fulfill the need. And so this is the interesting and important part that can support biz investors. And for the nerd point of view, with the IOU mechanism, we want to, in one way, give the confidentiality that yourself, you own your own private key, yourself, you own your certificates, your IOU, and only yourself you can move and decide which kind of investor and which one is the token you want to put forward. This is something smart and great, and basically also with the mechanism of smart algorithm that we have, also techie people, they can have total visibility on how your investment is performing in comparison to someone else. And basically that is also a second smart approach of a pool of stake capable to give total visibility to the member of our community.